Hey guys, good afternoon to everyone. How many people are excited about ICOs? Only 4. How many people are excited about blockchain? How many folks are actually excited about ICO and a blockchain? Look at, we have 4, 5 most promising investing VCs out here who's going to advise you and help you. This panel is all about you. So what I've decided is I'm going to divide this panel for 30 minutes, 1/3 of this time, which is basically 10 minutes belonging to you, which starts at 3:20 sharp. We're going to start this panel by giving some brief introductions, and I would let the panelists speak about themselves, starting from you, sir.
Hi, everybody. So I'm representing here project Crypterium. Of course, you have heard a lot about this. We are a main sponsor of this. Thank you, everybody who have arrived. What about us? We are #1 in the world of the number of token holders, 72,000 persons. We raised 51 million. Now we're developing crypto financial services, so it will help to provide payments from crypto to fiat and back. So we try to make same as fiat banks, same crypto bank, same simple. Thanks.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Duncan Logan. I'm the founder of Rocketspace. Rocketspace is a technology accelerator. It's been here in San Francisco and London for the past 7 years. We're probably most famous for a 7-person company called Uber when they were in Rocketspace, which has gone on to do pretty well. And now we're turning our focus to crypto and the blockchain. All the success we saw, we've had 18 unicorns come through Rocketspace in 7 years. And all of that success we think is going to be repeated in the blockchain crypto space. At the moment, I personally invest in ICOs and crypto. As a firm, we don't yet, but we have seen a lot of interest from capital outside of the Valley wanting to get into this space.
Thank you.
I'm Terrence Yang. I've been in Bitcoin since 2014, and I'm an angel investor in San Francisco, and I write a lot of mean tweets at Yang Ventures, so if you're bored on Twitter, you can check that out. I was also a securities lawyer and securitizations lawyer and deal manager in a prior life on Wall Street.
Hi, my name is Aleksander R. I am a serial entrepreneur, and in the past, or I guess currently now too, run the fund, as well as participate in several ventures. I guess I was coming from the standpoint of investing first, and now I'm wearing a different hat of leading the startup company called Token IQ. So I feel the pain on both sides, from the investment standpoint as well as running the company. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Alexey Vladimirovich Koroshenko. Maybe you know me. So we do fundraising, so I know this story from opposite side to talk with investors. So give me your money, guys, so, and how it's happened or not happened, and why that should happen. So, and I see which project investors like and why you guys looking for some, oh, give me allocation or whatever. Can I give you my money? And why is it different projects? Oh, can we write something? What are you gonna do? So I know this. I see this game from opposite sides. So this panel should be very, very interesting.
Thank you, folks. And my name is Vince Coley, and my background is actually 2 times founder in Silicon Valley over a decade here. I started career with Accenture, raised no money for my first startup, and no money for my second startup. So I really don't know how to raise money, but I know how to raise definitely customers' money and interest. I've started a new program at Silicon Valley called Problem Thinking. So I'm an inventor of the program. It's basically called Why Fail Fast When You Can Fail Exponentially. So the program is called The Exponential Failure. That's my little background. And I was a high-frequency trader between 2009 and 2013 at Wall Street, worked with Fidelity and E-Trade. So the first question to our panel is simple question. The question, which is the title of the panel, is how Silicon Valley investors can actually invest in ICOs and blockchain ventures. So please feel free to start whoever you like.
I can start. So the first point, so if you want to invest or the same story, convertible notes plus tokens as a bonus. So it's easy and understandable for all the venture capitalists in Silicon Valley. And mostly it's a safe deal. So for 2 years you can ask about money, right? So, and you have a tokens. Like, for example, I have a lot of guys who, oh, Alex, can you do this like 100K and we give 100% bonus if they give us money. So I say convertible notes, and that's easy.
I'm not from Silicon Valley, I'm from Los Angeles, so I don't know if it's applicable, this question applicable to me, but at any rate, looking from the standpoint of investment, obviously traditional way or more of a ICO way, a lot of people raise their hands when a question was, who is excited about ICOs? Everyone's like, ooh, right? But who is excited about ITOs? Who is excited about STOs? Who doesn't know what I'm talking about? Okay, so ITOs, I guess it's initial token offering, STO security token offering. So, and that's what I'm here for, to talk to you about, that the heydays of you trying to figure out any possible way of you determining that your utility token is far gone. So security token is probably the way, not the only way, but the way. And I think investors will start looking into this more and more and more, both the smart money as well as retail money. So that's how I see it.
I agree with you, Eugene. And the trend I'm seeing right now is how Silicon Valley investors can invest in crypto projects as we do the traditional safes, not SAFs. And people are doing private token sales where the tokens stay private, or maybe they go Reg A+. But yeah, it's trending towards security tokens.
Yeah, I think we're still seeing the kind of emergence of the VC that can get into this. A lot of the traditional VCs, their LPs won't let them go into a straight ICO. They have to go for equity, hold the equity, and maybe get gifted coins on the side, but under the terms of their LPs, they can't go straight into the ICO. Obviously, there's some VCs getting around that. We see a lot of people in that space. And I think there will be more, in the future, there'll be better productized investment categories, that it's not just equity or ICO.
Yeah, thanks. So for my opinion, main idea here is risk management. So how do investors should take their portfolio? And what we're going to see, the market is developing very fast. I think that we will see like several platforms like Kickstarter in next several months who are going to provide real high quality ICOs projects. Also from our point of view, we will provide such kind of services in our project. So our investor, our token holders will have a possibility to find really the good one.
Cool, thank you. I'm going to ask a very simple question, so which is very resonating with this audience. It's like, where are we now in terms of ICOs, regulation, and utility tokens? Maybe, Terence, you can start that answer?
Yeah, so utility tokens, as Eugene alluded to, sorry, Alex alluded to, I apologize, are tough. So utility tokens are supposed to be exchangeable for a good or service and not be a security. And in the US, now that we have people who we had dinner with at Thanksgiving and Christmas last year buying, right, these tokens and ICOs, the SEC is taking a keen interest in making sure US retail investors are not left holding bags and not being dumped on with disclosures that are inadequate, misleading, or contain material omissions. So all those things make utility tokens that are not securities really tough. So if you're doing a utility token and you're selling to US investors, you should probably assume you are doing a security and just comply with US securities laws. It's probably a lot easier.
Cool. Anybody else? Alex?
So what I know right now, a lot of conversation and plans to do security exchange platforms. So I know New York home family offices create something really big because they buy a lot of security tokens right now and need to exchange to something. And I have conversations this morning. I cannot tell the company name, but they also prepare all the legal stuff to prepare the exchange, because it's next level here in America to do special exchanges for security tokens. So that's a logical next big shift for the industry.
Absolutely. So in next exactly 10 minutes, we'll open audience questions. So whoever has burning question, just 9 minutes from now, exactly. So the next question to the panel is, so when I was at Wall Street in 2009, all my colleagues from my business school actually would go for trading or algorithm. And I was a dumb guy, so I just based something on news, where Bank of America would actually go from 39 to 31 in less than 40 minutes. And this trend really I followed, and I was basically just seeing what's going on in the industry at that particular second, and I would trade a lot of my 50 stock which I had. So why that's relevant, that question goes to the panel. How has the market changed in last few weeks in regards to the investing? If you guys can, when I say few weeks, means the last more than 10 weeks in this year. Yeah.
So my sense is the market's been going down, right? And Bitcoin dominance, meaning Bitcoin as a percentage of the total cryptocurrency market cap, has gone up from about low 30-some% to like 40-some%. And if you look at where Bitcoin was a year ago before ICOs really took off, it was about 84%. So Bitcoin is doing okay. ICOs and non-Bitcoin coins are not doing as well as a group. Part of that might be because of SEC and other regulatory scrutiny around the world. Part of it might be there's a rumor that the folks at EOS dumped a lot of Ether onto the market, and also the Mt. Gox trustee had dumped a lot of coins onto the market in a way that a lot of investors, I have no comment, but other investors didn't like and thought moved the market down unnecessarily.
Yeah. Alex.
Well, I think it's the story of centralization of decentralized world. So it's still, even though we believe that it's a decentralized, unfortunately, it's still centralized. So I don't know if you've seen the presentation, 80% of mining done in China, how is it not centralized? So when we see the dumping of Bitcoin in the market and that leads to the free fall of it, how is it not centralized? So the idea of decentralization is good, but I think it's not here yet. In terms of investing is concerned, well, I'm personally been very heavy before. I have unloaded a lot of positions around December. I'm buying back in, but in small quantities. And again, depending on what's happening with Ethereum and many other major coin holders dumping the coins, it tells something. Even though we think, well, we don't need normal currencies like US dollars, but guess what? Everybody's trying to convert it to US dollar. So essentially, I think from the standpoint of where we personally invest as well as a fund, and now I'm wearing the head of this startup company, is basically looking at the use case of a project rather than the idea, but the actual use case. And that's why we believe the new wave of ITOs, STOs would be the solution to remove all of this junk out of the market and bring the true value of a blockchain as a technology.
Yeah. Anyone else? Please.
Yeah, I think we're kind of living in the hangover of the party last year. It was pretty easy to do an ICO last year and watch it rocket up on the back of Bitcoin going up. So everything, all boats rose in the tide. And I think now that we've had a correction, people are actually starting to do a bit more due diligence on what they're going into and asking more questions. So I think it's a better time. You know, I know there's a lot of people underwater on investments they've made, but actually I think it's taking some of the pure scams out of the market because people are having time to look at them and do more due diligence.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody's waiting next big party, next big wave. It will be. It's just a lot of things that should come in one. And what we see is like from one side is like global politics, like G20, they make negotiations and so on. And the other way, what Asia is, I have just arrived from Singapore, and they have a really strong vision of how the market will gonna be driven. So this altogether will come. I think that next 3 months we will see this next party. If we will not see this next big party, we will have more headache. But September for sure will be a big wave.
Beautiful. Alex?
Yeah, so I look for like small perspective. Do you guys realize what happened with Telegram ICO? So that's actually indicator. Telegram, they accept only fiat, and they probably will reach 2 billion hard cap. They bring to this market about 30% of the value in fiat. So, and all the crypto funds, so if we talk in perspective 10 weeks ago, yes, right? How many of you see, oh, I have a location for Telegram, or as if before, so an early stage when they sell for 38 cents, everyone looking for allocation. Do you have a location? Do you have a location? No. Who has a location? But now, on the stage A lot of allocation, you can buy everyone, so, but price go up. But the funds, the crypto funds, hedge funds, they participate in these deals. So the big guys come with the Pavel Durov, and the next big thing, so what actually happens. So keep an eye on it. So I'm not asking you to buy these tokens, right? Yeah. So I'm not advisor, so I'm not connected. I just analyze what's going on. And next, when they go to public sale, it will be madness. You will see it. And doesn't so concern about the because Bitcoin up and down. So people right now, they buy most of the. So I don't buy these tokens because I'm a bad investor. So actually I'm not an investor. So but you will see how it's going on and how was the model to sell and how they sell. Because Pavel Durov is scared about the control. It's a story from Russia, because Russia is very controlled country, so Pavel Durov, he actually lost his company in Russia, VKontakte. It was one of the leading social network. And he was kicked out from his company because it's a long story, but at the same time, he has an experience, and what he did, he just, you can participate in my ICO, but you can invest only 20 million. That's how he decentralized manually, without any technologies, right? So, and next, on the stage A, yes, people have allocations. Maybe it will be like a secondary market for the ICO tokens or whatever. So people think about, but it's huge. It's about 2 billion and up. And of course, it's still in dollars, because how much?
Thank you. So we have a final question and then audience question. The question is, what is the asset-backed token, and why is it gaining popularity at this moment?
I think it's right in my wheelhouse. We truly believe in asset-backed tokens, or essentially security tokens, because coming from the traditional space where you buy an equity, or you can basically do the debt structure, and now going into this very interesting world of tokens and coins, and before I didn't really know the difference, what's the token and what's the coin. Now I do. Now I believe there is a perfect opportunity for a hybrid version where traditional money can essentially wrap in the token issue that would give investors two things. Number one, a participation in equity, and two, an opportunity for the exit. So essentially removing the fear of investors of keeping money too long in the projects. Sometimes you can't even get the money back because the project may go in a direction that you don't want that to go. So that also gives the issuers of the token an opportunity to attract right investors because they stand behind what they sell, essentially the assets of the token that they try to back by. So to me, it's a perfect combination of a traditional way of raising funds as well as providing a peace of mind, as well as a new way of embracing the technology, as well as the new form of the money, if you will. I really like that MOIP, money over IP. That's really cool. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's the time all we have. One fun fact for every panelist. Do you own cryptocurrency, yes or no? Can we start with Alex? Okay.
Say yes,
Okay.
all together.
Okay, please pass on the mic, please.
Of course.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, but some.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a lot of different.
Okay, so full disclosure, I did a big mistake of buying Bitcoin at $13 in 2013. Audience questions, please. Awesome. Person with the mic, yep.
So you hear a lot about SAFT, and everybody's talking about SAFT, and SAFT is the way to go to. But when I'm talking to people, I haven't met a lot of people that are doing SAFT investments. So is that common? Are investors buying into SAFT or not? And SAFT-E, is that also picking up, or is there any value in SAFT-E, which
First
is
of
the
all,
equity side?
Thank you for asking a short question. Love it.
You're welcome.
So I actually am in a deal with a lot of top VCs because I had backed a very loyal founder who got me in the deal, and we're still working on the docs. We committed to that deal a while ago, and they have several top lawyers working on it. So it's a great question. I'd love to know the answer because it seems like we may not be doing the SAF because that's already been out there, used a lot. The deal I'm in is a totally private token sale for accredited investors and VCs and so forth. So it'll never go public, I think, because that's not the intent. But
I'm not providing any legal advice, full disclosure. But effectively, SAFT is not effective as it used to be. We don't know what the outcome will be, the final outcome, but essentially a lot of people stopped talking or presenting SAFT effectively. So SAFT is a different version of essentially futures, if we talk about the financial instrument. So just a quick promo, a Token IQ effectively attempting to replace the SAFT with a technology that would allow the futures to be part of a blockchain, because our unique ability to determine that the intuitiveness of a smart contract can govern its transferability, which effectively allowing us to create many financial instruments such as options, futures, derivatives, and we're working on the bonds. So that would allow issuers to essentially use our platform to issue a security token without the need of a SAFT. I'm not saying you don't need a legal documents to support it. You do, but not necessarily a SAFT.
Thank you, guys. Please ask, right here. Please ask us short questions so you can get a long answer.
Okay, so from another conference, I learned that SEC has already audited 200 companies, and they're going to go after 80% of companies that claim they're utility token, but they're actually security tokens because they raise funds on ICO. Okay, so my question from investor side, what if the investor invested in pre-sale or private sale, and then the company goes ICO, and then the SEC audits the company, does the investor get the money back? Okay, from the ICO side, there are platforms for ICO platforms for ICO to launch their ICO. So those ICO that launch their ICO on the ICO platform, are they considered security token? Would they get, do they have to be compliant with SEC? Thank you.
I guess I'll take it as the former lawyer on the panel. So investors who participated in the pre-sale and touted, right, promoted, told everybody on Twitter, whatever, or Telegram, hey, this great token you should buy, while they're dumping, and they failed to disclose, A, they own the token, but many of us did that. The problem is many of us did not disclose the percentage or amount. And I was in the audience, just like you folks, at Stanford a few weeks ago, where someone from the SEC, not the person who spoke this morning, someone less assertive, frankly, but she said that touting rules, which I need to dig into, require you to disclose the amount or the percentage of tokens you own. So you can't just disclose that, oh, I own B token and you should buy it, it's awesome. So the whole problem is the US SEC cares about what? Dumping on US retail and Main Street investors. Can't do that without proper disclosure, like when Dropbox has their S1, right? And they're going IPO, you can, if you wanted to, you could pull a Michael Burry from The Big Short and read the entire prospectus, ask questions, whatever. But yeah, it's because of lack of proper disclosure that they're getting in trouble.
Thank you. Gentlemen?
Hi, I'm Nobody. And my question is, for us nobodies, what's the best way to invest into ICOs instead of waiting for them to go on a public sale? And we all know that the best companies don't sell their tokens publicly. It's private, closed parties. So my question is, what's the best way for me to go into it and get the tokens from the good companies? Thank you.
Thank you.
I think the only thing I'll say, just on the back of the last question, if you're being gifted tokens in order to promote an ICO, that is outright banned now. So the SEC has already put that out there. But to your question, I mean, one of the things you've got to remember about going in at pre the public offering is a lot of the ICOs now, and I think it's a good thing, will force you to lock in. And so you're under different rules if you're getting into that pre-ICO space. So if you can get in on these things, a lot of them are locking, have a 1 year or 2 year lock-in period, which I think is a good thing. But just be wary of that.
We have 2 minutes, so we can just micro answer.
Yeah. So actually, as I understood right, what you really need to check is escrow of the project. Do they have it or not? Actually, for my opinion, I will not invest in the project that don't have an escrow. One point. And next point, just try to communicate directly with the team, with founders, because they are all of them on such kind of events. And this is the best way just to see really what kind of persons are they.
Alex.
Hello. So this week I see one amazing thing. The company, I cannot say the name because for many reasons. They already so they are not public. So an ICO, they will do an ICO, and they already raised 60 million just from family and friends. So it depends. So who is your friends?
So you can evaluate your friends now.
If your friends are like our richest families in America, it's not a problem, right? Or definitely it's a filter. No, my opinion, not anyone deserves the money. You should find, it's like a filter. You can or you cannot. Definitely you need to find people who know the people, or find the rich families and explain them, or make build a really good quality of connection. And one day if you run your own ICO or whatever, you just have a lunch with them, explain on a napkin what you actually do, without any legal work, paperwork, and everything. If they trust you, they like your idea, they will give you money personally to you, or not.
Yeah. Thank you. We have 20 seconds. So the last final question is, what have I and the team learned from Silicon Valley? I'm going to start with me. What I learned in last decade in Silicon Valley is a mindset. That's all I learned. What is your mindset? What is your mindset today? And what's your mindset going to do tomorrow? And what you learn and what you perceive. And you're very, very dedicated and very sincere to not to anybody else, but to yourself. So do that self-awareness exercise and talk to yourself at least 5 minutes a day to know who you are, what you want to do, and just keep digging that question. Be self-aware of what you're doing, and all answers will come through. Let's go to a quick answer to the gentleman.
Yes, thanks. So main point for me is to be more focused on developing product and come closer with our clients to communicate.
In short, ship it. Ship the product. Go ahead.
Yeah, focus, just treat it like investing in straight equity. Focus on the product. What are the milestones? Who are the team?
Thank you.
Learn much faster. That means whatever you take away from today, explain to your spouse, your friends, whatever. You can write about it.
Well, 1 second pause. So learn faster. So come to my program, Exponential Failure. You learn in 5 days. Okay.
I would say connections. So get connected, get wired, network. I think that's going to help a lot.
Close the deals. Always close the deals, because cookies for closers.
Beautiful. Can we give a round of applause to all my team, please? Get picture.